What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're new to the show, this is where we talk about the news topics in the scale world of RC over the last week. If you like these videos, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe so you catch these as soon as they get uploaded every Tuesday. But with that, we had a bunch of news topics for this week, so let's jump right into them. Let's start it off with a teaser from Vanquish Products and the VS4-10 Ultra. This clearly shows the outline of an offset portal axle and the VS4-10 Ultra name. And while I do have all of the information about this, as of the time of this video, everything hasn't been released. But keep an eye out as this product will be available very soon. A number of weeks back, we talked about an IFS conversion that was coming out from a company called Rollscale. And it looks like that conversion kit is finally 100% ready to go and available for purchase. Rollscale posted this up for $186, and that is a complete kit for an SCX-10 II. Overall, looks like a pretty decent conversion kit for that ever popular SCX-10 II platform. Obviously, if you're really going after a certain type of look, I think this is a great option for you owners. At this point, I don't know which places are actually offering this for sale. All I've seen is their post on their Instagram, and that's really all. I don't know their dealer network. So I'll link you to their Instagram account and maybe you can find a dealer from there. Earlier this week, there was a release from Losi in the new Tenacity TT Pro, which is basically just a short course truck and independent all the way around. It's on the 10 chassis that they've had in the past. However, I think what's actually pretty notable about this is how well proportioned this thing is for a short course truck. Normally these short course trucks are just overly wide and squatted down and they just never look proper. These trucks, which they offer in two different liveries, one is a Falcon and one is a Brenthal, they just look really good. I think overall, Losi and Horizon, obviously they've got, they know and have seen the influence of scale. And I think they really took it, into account with this truck, and they came up with something that has just a really good scale proportion. Now, it isn't maybe as scaled out as a Traxxas UDR by any means, but I think that for the price, which is significantly less than a UDR, but this is also a different size, I think that this thing is actually just really good looking, and I was just overall fairly impressed with the looks of these vehicles. The product video, they're just kind of running around like an abandoned gas station, which wasn't necessarily overly impressive, but the vehicles themselves and how they look, I was more than impressed with. So thumbs up to Horizon and the guys at Losi who put this thing together, because I was so impressed with how these two trucks looked. I always watch social media, and of course I'm friends with a number of people who work in different companies and things like that. And I had seen some of the guys at Horizon, posting a picture of testing something out, and I have to assume that this possibly was what they were testing. And on that same foot, Cody from Lasernut had posted up on his story that he was over at Horizon actually working on something new.
Horizon Hobbies. They do quite a bit of stuff. They do boats, Losi, monster trucks, axial, big cars, little cars, you name it, they do it. Really cool. Nice to be able to meet everyone, and got some cool things in the works. Yeah. So.
And if you're not familiar with Cody from Lasernut, he's got a really cool moon buggy built by Jesse Haynes Fabrication. That's 4-wheel steer, full competition rock crawler that he competes in the We Rock series with. And then he also has a fully independent Ultra 4 car that was built by Armada. Two very cool cars, either of which I would love to see in a scale version. A couple of years ago, I actually got the chance to go ride in that Ultra 4 car across the desert at speed, and that was quite a memorable experience. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out to see if either of those become some sort of RC reality. And one last topic, speaking of social media, Horizon had posted up a number of their year in review type posts, and they had kind of post like, the most viewed product, which I think was the Creighton 8S. And then they posted their best selling ground vehicle, and they showed it as the Vetera Suburban. While the price on it is nice and low, out of all of the options available, I just don't see why that one would have sold the best. That was just, I don't know. I don't get it. RC 4-wheel drive posted up that now they have some new BFG licensed options for you to choose from. One of those is the BFG crawler, but it's in a 1.7 wheel rather than a 1.9. That BFG crawler is absolutely my favorite, and I do love the size that they came out with. But 1.7, while you can stretch those on 1.9, you know, maybe if I find the right application, I'll give those things a shot. But it is cool always to see more options become available. RC 4-wheel drive obviously kind of leads the market in licensed replica tires that you can buy. I'll link to all 3 of their new BFG options in the description below. This week we saw a couple of posts from Cross RC. First one was a teaser of the TC6. They showed a couple of images on this one. One of them was actually just a motor, which was a little bit confusing, but then they showed a 6x6, and I'm not sure what was going on there, but with how it was worded, I think the translation maybe wasn't that great. Possibly we're gonna see that in the 6x6 or not 100% sure. Either way, Cross makes some pretty cool scale realistic style things. Not something I would point to and say durable, but at the same time, they definitely have the looks category down in some of their trucks. And then they posted up one this week called the VR4. This one I don't know that I can get on board with. This one looks to be another one of their demon variants. I would imagine that we'll see this thing in a bunch of different variants like the rest of their trucks with, you know, up to 4 different options, you know, from hard body to Lexan body and metal axles and plastic axles and a number of combinations of each. But this thing had kind of a odd looking body and some gaudy chrome bumpers at the same time. Just overall, not something I'm a big fan of so far, but you know, we'll see exactly what lays underneath. Maybe they've improved the gearbox issues or things like that they've been having. Hard to say. Either way, not a whole lot of information out on either of these yet. They posted full pictures of that VR4, but no actual specs or details, nothing listed on their website yet. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out, check their website. I'll link to their regular website in the description below. You can check over there if there's something that pops up over the next couple of weeks. And for any of you interested in an Element RC, got an email from a dealer this week showing now that the Element RCs are $299 for the Trailwalker. So definitely a great price. If you're looking to add a budget-friendly option to your stable here early in the year, might be one to consider. For those of you who remember last year, I did coverage on an event called Crawlmasters that happens here in Northern California in the Bay Area. That's going to be happening again this year, and it's going to be happening March 7th. That is exactly 1 week before Scale Nationals in Vegas. The good news is that I don't have to build a completely separate truck for it compared to Scale Nationals because they're doing a tiny tire and hard body only comp this year. Signups for that event are going to happen this Friday at 7 p.m. live. It's limited to only 75 entries. And while this specific event probably isn't something that most of you are interested in, if you are interested in events, last week I discussed adding an event calendar to my website, harleydesigns.com, and I have done that. And I'll keep slowly adding these larger, you know, more national level events to that calendar as I see them. So if you know of a larger national level size event, absolutely shoot me a message either on Facebook or Instagram with a link, hopefully to the page where I can actually copy the information out of. Not something I'm going to just add a bunch of people's local events to, but again, more of these larger events. I'll probably add some of the events like Crawlmasters, which is a local event for me, but it's my website. I'll do what I want.
I do what I want.
Also note, on my website, I added a for sale section for any of the project vehicles that I do have up for sale. So if you ever wonder if I have anything for sale, that's probably the place I'll post them. Last week, I threw you guys a question about your RC goals for 2020. This week, let's just go kind of an A-B question. Portals? No portals. 2020, which way do you prefer? Drop your opinion in the comments below. Let's see what you guys got. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoy these videos. Don't forget to subscribe so you see these videos as soon as they get uploaded. As always, again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.